The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Well, good afternoon, good morning, everybody. We already have at 3 o'clock here, Central Eastern European time. But because we are not all registered are attended so far, so we will give another 5 minutes, and in 5 minutes we will start today's session, questions and answer on the TCP Exchange. So thank you, and hear you in 5 minutes. So hello, good afternoon or good morning, wherever you are right now. Welcome on today's session, questions and answers on the TCP Exchange. Before I continue, I will just check with Misha if she can hear me and she can see my screen.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, so now you can also hear Misha. She's here with me. Yeah, she's very well known. You all know Misha. He's a master behind the exchange product of ours and also the TCP Exchange. So today's session will be different than the past ones. It was more about the how does it work and showing some exchanges. This webinar or a session is more about questions and answers. We have collected several questions from you and we put together the webinar. It will be in two parts. So the first part will be run by me for shorter time than Misha's and will be more about the settings in the TCP. And Misha then will take over and show you some exchange examples and some of the functionalities which we are asked, or there are questions on it to just clarify how to do some exchanges, what to fill in and others. Today's session, this is the second session. We already had one in the morning. We will be recording this session and we'll send you the recording probably tomorrow together with this presentation, but it's very short presentation. It's rather more about the showing the live demonstration. You are all muted, but use the question panel or chat panel to raise the questions. We will take the questions at the end of the session. In the morning, we took the whole hour and a half. Let's see how we will do in the afternoon. So I will start, and give me a second. Yep. Okay. So just to remind you, you probably all or majority of you been already on the webinars before, but what we always do, we record the webinar and it's seenable on our YouTube channel. So go there, encourage your customers, encourage yourself to go there. Today we have a mix of attendees. It's both Travelport and also customers. So sometimes I will be speaking more to Travelport people, more to agencies. But for all of you, there is information about the exchanges, procedures, settings, etc., etc. So go and visit our YouTube channel. Another 3 key points is the user guide. So we have online user guide. If some of you would need a PDF version of this help, we can extract it and we can send it to you. But sometimes it's changing on a week basis, sometimes on monthly basis. So it's better always to go to the online user guide. Our help desk contacts are well known. If anything needed, just drop us an email. And one more thing to say, it's the SmartPoint plugin. Even though the product it's web-based and you don't need any installation, you can do it on any device you have in front of you. Still, the majority of you are using SmartPoint and then going to the exchanges. So there is a bridge for you, SmartPoint plugin, which you can download, and it redirects you directly to the TCP Exchange and open the PNR, which you have opened in the SmartPoint. So that's it for the beginning. Now I will switch to the TCP, and we'll be talking about the 5 areas about the user rights, settings, interest, invitation, and profile. So just a second. Okay, so right now you should see my screen of the TCP Exchange. I do have a username, and I have two agencies, two organizations. One is Travelport Slovakia, one is Travelport UA, just to show you. And the first thing is to talk about the user rights in the TCP Exchange. So there are 2 user rights right now. It's administrator. It's the one who created the organization, the agency, and can set up and invite other users, can do the settings, change the settings, and other stuff. And second user rights is a user, and user can be invited by administrator and can do only limited things with TCP, mainly to open the PNR and make the exchange, refound, void, etc. What all functions the exchange allows you to do. And there is also the third user right, which is our as a configurator. So we have above more rights than the administrator. So we can go to the different agencies and make the setup for the agencies. So this is how it is. I will just briefly show you how does it look like for user. So right now, Travelport Slovakia is the organization. I have a one sudo city code added to this organization, and my rights are users only. I can go to home, profile, it's my profile, user profile, but I don't see any organization information. So this is the difference between user and administrator. If I will switch to Travelport UA, where do I have also the administration rights? So immediately you will see that I have an organization and some fields which I can add or amend: settings, transaction, users, and balance. So those are the benefits, let's say, to being administrator. Under one organization, and this is sometimes the question from you can have a multiple pseudo city codes. So let's assume there is a big agency who has a different branches. So you, under your agency, you can have a different branches, different pseudo city codes. Namely here, I have a 6 branches, 6 pseudo city codes. Good to remember that one pseudo city code can be only under one agency. There cannot be 2 different agencies with the same pseudo city code. Not only one agency and one pseudo city code, because it always belongs to one agency. You cannot have a single pseudo city code owning by different organizations, different agencies. So this is good to remember when you as an administrator set up the agency, you add the pseudo city code, and then, for example, your colleague is not aware that you have an organization already in TCP. Try to make the organization and add the same pseudo city code. So we will restrict this operation and will tell the user that this organization is already, this pseudo city code is already used. So there is not possibility to have 2 organizations for the same pseudo city code. If you do it by mistake, that you would add a pseudo city code under organization which you don't want to have, then you have to contact us and we have to delete it or switch it in the database. It's not possible to do it on your own. Okay, so this is about how does it look and what are the user rights. And now I would like to touch a little bit the settings. So we have a settings. So I have a name of the agency. I do have, or everybody have, enabled pay transactions, meaning that you are enabling your users to use TCP Exchange, because if you would disable it, then they cannot finish the exchange because it's a paid functions. Default mode, have it on none. You already seen, and we told it in the first webinars, the TCP Exchange. TCP is platform not only for the exchange, but also for our other products like corporate booking tool. Now the queue processor will be placed there and commission manager. And here in the settings, you will be able to define what is the primary usage of TCP, and it for corporation, they don't want to, for example, have on the first place the exchange, but they would like to have the corporate booking tool at first place. So when they log in, they will see the corporate booking tool. So this is why it is over here. Market, it's a market where your agency or your pseudo city code are placed in. So more about the settings. What's necessary for you? If you are a IATA agency, you have to add GTITs in majority of the markets, there are always two GTITs, the ticket printer, itinerary printer. This is the mandatory. And some of the agencies are using MIR, the data, export of the data to some back office system. So in that case, also the MIR GTIT is necessary to have it. But there is always some but. There is a skip ticketing printer check field over here, because there are some markets around the world who doesn't have a ticketing printer. So if you are the case of the market which does not have to link the ticketing printer, then you do not fill this information, and you also you also mark or enable this skip ticketing printer check. For us, it means that when we are doing the printing for you, we are always using the linkage which is over here. And by clicking this skip, we know that you are the market where there is no ticketing printer, so we will not check it. We will not require this information. That's why it is over here. Those markets are in minority, but they are one, so we have developed it in that way that you can skip it in the settings over here. And yeah, so this is it with the printers. I also have one example in the ticketing. Let me just for while stop sharing the screen. I will just try to find it in my emails, and I will show it to you. Wait a second, be for a while. It's coming. It's coming. So I show the screen, so I'm back. And there is at the end, I will enlarge it a little bit. At the end, when you are trying to issue the ticket, so you have everything prepared, you have stored the filed fare, EMD is prepared for issuance. So you are here on this side where there are print modifiers. And the print modifiers enables or run the print command over here. So if you have a printer itinerary enabled and generate MIR enabled, it means that we will use the command TKP. So issue everything, print itinerary, print ticket, and generate MIR. There are some agencies who doesn't want to generate some of those documents. So that's why the settings is over here. If you are not printing the itinerary, which usually nowadays nobody does, but because we are sending everything by email, so you can disallow or disable the print itinerary, and but still you would like to generate MIR. So we will use the command TKP DTD AD. So the ones you know when you are typing, when you are issuing the tickets. Another possible configuration is to disable both. So we will issue only ticket. We will not generate MIR. We will not issue the itinerary. Or the last one, so you will enable print itinerary, but not to generate MIR, and then it equals to the TKP DTD ID. So those are the possibilities you have to issue the documents. So just good to mention it, because sometimes we had questions why it is not correctly issued. So because it's run over here. And of course, if you do generate, if you want to try generate MIR, but you don't have a linkage to the MIR, there we are not able, of course, to issue the MIR, or the MIR will not be generated. The transaction will be done, but will not be generated. Okay, so let's go back to TCP. So we spoke about the pseudo settings, the printer GTITs. Then I wanted to touch a little bit the invitation. So as an administrator, I am able to invite anybody from my company, and I will do it through users. So go to the users. I can see the list of the users or administrator under this organization. I can always remove them if the consultant is no more working with our company. I can remove it, but I can also invite. So if I want to invite, so here is a button invite. I will just simply type the email address. And invite the user. So right now, the email address will be sent to this email address, and the recipient of this email will have to agree with the invitation. If the recipient doesn't have the registration yet in the TCP, so it will redirect them to TCP Exchange to make the registration. Once the registration is done and the authentication of the email, they are directly to the organization you just invited them to. So this is how easy it is. What we hear from you sometimes that you do not receive this invitation email or the new invitees does not receive the invitation email. There can be one reason, and it's usually that reason, or two reasons. It can end up in the spam. So go, of course, and check the spam. But sometimes the agency IT administrator set up on the mail server some conditions, and this condition doesn't allow to come through the email to your mailbox. So in that case, if nobody from your agency does not receive any email, so it's good to tell your IT that they have to enable the domain travelcloudpro.eu or .com to be able to receive the emails. Once this is done, then there is no problem, and you will be receiving all this information and all those invitations. That's how we solve several cases from the market or from the agencies we've heard. So this is about the invitation. And now a little bit about profile. So this is the profile of yours as a user. And you will see here where do you belong, in which organization you are. So for my case, it's Travelport Slovakia, Travelport UA. One, I am a user, one, I am an administrator. I can always leave the organization. But if I'm only administrator, the system will ask me to pass the administrator rights to somebody in the organization. You can change the password over here, and there is a one box. There is an auto invitation approve. This should be disabled by default. It means that if somebody invites me, the user, to organization, I will receive the invitation email. So I am aware that somebody invited me. But for some certain cases, or better say products, for example, corporate booking tool, we enabled the users to auto invitation approve, meaning when somebody sends me the invitation, I will be automatically approved, that I'm automatically agreeing to be in this organization. It's, for example, for the case when there is a arranger in the corporation, and she is inviting all the employees in the company, so they don't want to overwhelm the email boxes of those people. So they go and auto invite all the applications, and they automatically there, and it's not in the email, but it's there by default. So this is it. This was some of the questions we've heard from you, or we received from you. And before I will pass the information, before I will pass to Misha, I have some more information about the future improvements or enhancements. We will be introducing another user rights in Exchange. We've heard from some of the market that some travel consultants in Yata agency are not do not have the permission to make the ticketing. You can set up the role by sign-on in the host system, but here in TCP there is only one sign-on, which is a universal API sign-on, and we would like to introduce the same function over here. So you will be able, as an administrator of the organization, as an agency, to set up a different user rights to your travel consultants. So let's say, I don't know, 10% of your staff is only eligible to make the ticketing, the rest only like make the masks or make the EMDs, etc. Prepare the file, but not make the final ticketing. So we will introduce in the profile those rights, so you can set it up over there. Also, we've heard when there is a multiple, this is specifically more for the Travelport help desk, where there is more agencies under my username. It can be 100 organization over here. So we will introduce a search bar over here, and you will just type the name of the organization, and it will be easier for you to navigate and emulate in the organization. And one more for the travel ports, we will be soon also introducing the user right market administrator. So you will be able to also hand over to some of your colleagues and make the market administrator of whole market. So you will see all your agencies under market or group of markets, because some of the operators are running more than one market. So those three enhancements are coming soon. So this is it from me. I will pass right now the word to Misha. So Misha, I will just make you a presenter, which I'm doing right now. And if there will be any questions, just please put them in the questions panel, and we will take them at the end of the presentation. So Misha, it's yours.
Oh, can you see my screen?
I can see your screen and I can hear you.
Here it is, smartphone. So hello, I am Misha Klimova, and I have prepared for you some example. At first I will show you real example, and then I have some examples which were also real examples, but they are copied in one document, because it is very complicated to have all real example at one time. So here is PNR and the ticket. You can see that the ticket is partly used. Outbound sectors have been already used, and passenger is in Indianapolis and would like to change his reservation. So I would like to show you informative segment, how they are working, and these informative segments are not stored in this PNR. You will receive fare calculation, and if passenger has decided immediately to change the ticket, okay, when you see the difference which must be paid, or it will be at the same price, so then you TCP will ask you if you would like to book these segments. So just now the segments are not booked, they are only for informative pricing. So here is the PNR, and I will use this icon to go directly to TCP Exchange. You can see that under this organization, under this agency, there are also 3 PCCs. So always it is quite good to make sure that you are working in correct PCC. So PNR is already here in TCP, the name of the passenger, and here are the segments. And I would like to add informative segment for 1st of October, Indianapolis, Prague, with Lufthansa. It is Lufthansa ticket. So I will click on edit and add, and I can go here, 1st of October, Indianapolis, Prague with LH carrier. I would like to show you this field. If this field is not touched, it means that only those connections with this carrier will be returned, only with LH flight. But in some cases, you need the connection with, for example, two different carriers, or within USA, it will be one carrier, and overseas and within Europe, the second carrier. So in that case, you have to click here and search, and you will receive some other connection. For example, now you see combination of B6 carrier plus SQ plus LH, AA carrier, SQ, and LH carrier. But it is not what we wanted. I only wanted to show you the difference. So I will cancel that and do it once again at 1st of October from Indianapolis to Prague with LH carrier. Now this field will not be touched, and we will do the search. And now you can see only LH carrier is here. Yes, only LH carrier. So this is the difference. So I will select booking code V and confirm and done. So now here are flown segment, here are informative segment, and here are a real segment for return travel. Here is the ticket, so every time I will start, and here is filed fare with the ticket. This filed fare with the ticket, it is not necessary to be removed, because you will have calculation for new segments. Yes, so it can live here, and with when the file fare is with the ticket, it is not possible to remove it from via TCP. If you would like to remove it, you must go to SmartPoint and use such a special entry, which is working only in SmartPoint. So we always start with the ticket, and here is exchange or refund. So we will exchange the ticket. Here you can see you have four options. The first option, which is mostly used, is exchange using new fare quote. And there are also some other options. For example, exchange using stored file fare. If you will store the file fare first and then go to TCP and would like to use this stored file fare. Involuntary changes and manual mask. So we will start with new fare quote, because it is partly used ticket. So even if it is partly used ticket, and on the new ticket there will be only segments from Indianapolis, you have to mark also these flown segments, because you need to have new fare calculation from the origin. Yes, If you will mark only these segments, so either these segments, so either you will receive no valid fares or you will receive one-way fare Indianapolis Prague, not a return travel. So therefore it is very important to mark also flown segment. We are after departure, it is automatically shown here. Ticket was issued 15th of August. It is LH ticket. Uh, if it is, for example, OS ticket, it cannot be changed manually here. Yes, and uh, we would like to have the fare with bag, so we will add bag here and we will press proceed. Now TCP is using fare calculation done by Galileo system. So TCP has no its own pricing system. Everything is based on Galileo pricing system or Travelport Plus pricing system. So now TCP is asking for this fare. Now we have the fare. And what is very important just now to compare original ticket, which is on the left side, original ticket, and new fare calculation. So you can see that it is one PC is also here, but the fare basis is different. Here is WRCB8 and here is VN, not R, VNCB4. It is different fare family. Therefore, the fare is lower. When the fare is lower on the new fare calculation, it is always strange and it is important to check why. Sometimes it can be correct, but it is always important to check if I have lower fare, why. So I have the fare with baggage, but different fare family. And according to the condition of the fare, it is written that the same fare family must be used. So it is not correct fare calculation, and therefore I need to do another one. So if you would like to go back, so you will click here. Informative segments are here, but we need to start from the ticket, exchange, and exchange using new fare code. And now we have two possibilities. Either you can use here additional modifier. You can use fare family tier. Now, just now, this tier is shown. I will show you here. I have copied it for you. You can see a little bit from FD, from fare display, but it must be native mode. You must go from smartphone to native mode using Control N, and then you can see this tier. It is fare family tier, and this original ticket was issued at this fare with letter R, and the same fare family is for booking code V or booking code Q. So you can see it is tier 3. So I can copy it, for example, asterisk column BF0003, and this tier will be added here in additional modifier. So instead of back, I can put this one here. And of course, I have to select the segments, already flown segments and informative segments, and I can proceed. So now we will wait if the fare basis will be correct or not. If the fare will be the same or higher, because we have used the higher booking code, so it should be, of course, higher. This is very good that you have original ticket and new fare calculation in one display, and you can compare it immediately. You know if it is what you wanted. So now I have VRCB4, and here was WRCB8. This letter R is means the same fare family for carrier LH, and the fare is higher. So we can use this fare calculation and we can continue. But sometimes for some carrier it is necessary to enter fare basis, and I would like to show you also how to enter fare basis when it is not possible to receive the desired fare using some other way. So again, uh, we will start with the ticket exchange using new fare cloud, and here we will select the segment and we will enter fare basis. When you would like to enter fare basis, it is here. So I will copy fare basis used for the outbound travel, which was this one. And fare basis for return travel will be this from FD, and it is this one, VRCB4. Yes, so in this case we don't need to add any additional modifier because we have added fare basis, and we will proceed. And I suppose that we will receive the same fare calculation as before when we have used the fare family field. When you are using calculation with fare basis, so then you are forcing the system to return some fare or fare calculation you would like to have. And therefore, you have to check if all rule conditions are met. So here again you can see that the fare is the same, fare basis came the same, so everything is correct. And this is very important. Fare basis rule warning. So if everything is correct, it is here a rule validation met on both fare component, also here and also here. If some conditions are not met, so it will be in red, and here will be written, for example, booking class failure, or flight application not met, or minimum stay not met, and so on. In that case, it is on your responsibility if you would like to continue or not, because TCP will show you that some of the conditions are not met, even if TCP return this fare because you wanted to return it. Yes, but then it is on your responsibility. So, will be collected as a tax. We will put due 1000 and percentage is zero provision. Some countries where the commission is not possible to change have to use this GDS automatic. So then it is no percentage, no amount. It is as the carrier has filed. Yes. So in that case, you cannot enter no provision, no percentage, no amount. And here is endorsement box. You can add something to endorsement box, for example, penalty. It is only example. Collected as a tax due, for example. It is not necessary, of course, but it is only example. And what is most important is this comparison table. In comparison table, you can see if there will be some additional collection for taxes. So here is additional collection for RA tax, because now the RA tax is higher, because also the return travel is via Germany. Yes. So here is additional collection 398. And also YQ has additional collection because now we have higher fare. So there is additional collection 304. But we can refund these two taxes. They are Austrian taxes, because original return travel was via Vienna and now it is via Germany, via Munich. So it is not necessary to leave these taxes as a paid taxes, but you can click here and these amounts will be deducted from the fare difference. If you don't want to refund these taxes, so you will leave it as it is. When you don't do anything, so these taxes will be shown on the ticket as paid taxes and will not be refunded. But you can do it. You can click here and click here. And in this case, these two amounts will be refunded. If there is additional collection for fare, this amount can be deducted from additional collection. Additional collection for fare is 1,300 minus 210 minus 262. If the additional collection would be zero, so then when you will exchange the ticket, EMD for refundable balance will be issued, and you can refund this EMD. You cannot deduct the refunded taxes from the new taxes. So new taxes is this amount, 1,000 for penalty, and then this amount 304 and this amount 398. Together, everything together is 1,702, which is additional collection for new taxes, and refunded taxes cannot be deducted from this amount, but they can be deducted from this amount. So I will show you when I will not switch on the refund for these two taxes, so you can see that the total additional collection has been changed. Now it is 3,002. Yeah. So that's it. Here is ticket PFC breakdown, because it is ticket to USA and there is this XF tax. So always when you have XF tax, you must enter also airport code and the amount in USD. Now it is here, but in some cases it is not there because when it is the ticket which has been already exchanged or ratio, several exchanges or exchange and ratio was there, so then it is not possible to specify how much it was and for which airport. So therefore, the agent must sometimes enter the airport code and the amount manually. Otherwise, he will receive some error and cannot continue. So when XF tax is present on the ticket and in new fare calculation, always this ticket PFC breakdown must be there. Either it is automatically displayed or must be added by the agent. And here is form of payment. So as a default, it is cash, but can be changed, for example, to card. Here you can select different card type. So that's it. I will leave it as cash. So we are at the end. I cannot continue anymore. I will show you only what happened when I will request store the file. So the TCP will ask me, do you want to continue? If you want to continue, informative segment will be booked and stored in PNR. And because it is real PNR, which I have from one agency, I cannot continue, so therefore I will press cancel. Yes? So this was one example, and I would like to show you another, maybe one more thing. I can remove this informative segment, but don't remove the original segment at the beginning, because then you will really cancel original segment. So these are informative segments and I can remove them, but don't remove the real segment, because TCP will ask you if you would like to remove a real segment just before issuing the ticket. Not now at the beginning, but just before issuing the ticket, you can remove a real segment. So now I will remove only these informative segments. Following informative segments will be removed. Yes. So another example which I would like to show you, only to show you, is this one, where it is exchange using store per code involuntary manual mask. This will be, I think, this one. No. No, 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 no. It will be here, here. No, this one. So, I would open one PNR and show you only something which is quite important in TCP, and also in GEM it was important. So I will ignore this PNR and retrieve another one. So here you can see it is also partly used ticket, similar as the previous one. It is Prague, Munich, Chicago and back. It is partly used ticket, outbound travel has been already flown, and now you would like to change this ticket. But I will show you what has happened due to incorrect check-in procedure at the airport. So here in history, only one segment is taught, Munich, Chicago. Prague, Munich is missing at all because maybe passenger has traveled by another plane or another plane and the original flight was cancelled and he was redirected somehow, I don't know. But it looks as when the passenger is starting in Munich, but it is not correct because you can see the ticket, that it is not correct, that he really traveled from Prague. When the PNR is when you see such a wrong information regarding flown segment, so you can never receive correct fare calculation from the origin because the original flight is not there. So it is not the problem of TCP, it is not the problem of Galileo, it is the problem of a wrong checking procedure, but such a PNR cannot be calculated once again. The only possibility how to change the ticket can be changed, of course, but the fare calculation must be received via FQP assistant and then manual mask in TCP should be used. This is the only possibility. So when you will receive no valid fare or something like that, always check the history if all flown coupons are there. It is only in case of partly used tickets, of course. So it was only such an explanation, and now I will show you another case. It will be from these attachments which I have from this document. So I will show you IT ticket, IT or BT ticket. So here are two passengers. Both passengers are children. You can see C10 and C07. So in one PNR, there are two children traveling together. They are traveling with their parents, but their parents are in separate PNR, not in this PNR. They are traveling Prague, Dubai, Dubai, Hanoi, and back Hanoi, Dubai, Dubai, Prague. Here you can see these two tickets, so we will start with the first one and press exchange using new fare quote, and here is the first passenger. So what is the most important? We have again to receive such a special fare, special fare basis, we have to enter fare basis next to each segment. So here is some fare basis K, L, E, V, S, C, Z, 2, and here L, L, E, V, P, C, Z, 2. So here are fare bases, and what is also very important, this ACC must be in additional modifier field. Additional modifier is for all other modifiers which don't have its separate field. For example, account code has separate field here. So when it is fare with account code, you will enter account code here. But all other modifiers which don't have a special field, so will be added in additional modifiers field. So, and now, because it is IT ticket or BT ticket, the agent must enter the fare manually, because all information about the original ticket are taken from the original ticket. And because on the ticket is IT or BT, so TCP cannot receive this information. Sometimes it can be received from file fare history, but not always. So if this field is empty, you need to add original fare here. Original fare can be obtained either from file fare history or from your sales report. When the ticket was issued 5th of May 22, so if you will ask for sales report HMPR slash uh, 5 of May. So you can find the ticket there and you see how much was the fare. So it is also very important. And now we have received fare calculation. Fare calculation is here. And this is very important. This I wanted to show. Because again, we requested fare with a specific fare basis. And here is advanced purchase failure, because it is combination of two different fares, but advanced purchase period for the second fare was not met, and therefore this table is red, and this is also written in red, that it is up to your responsibility if you will continue, because one of the condition has not been met. Yes, so this is very important. When you are using pricing with fare basis, so always this table must be checked. No, and that's all. That's all. Here you can see tour code, which is copied from the original. No, which is taken. No, it is copied from the original ticket in this case. Sometimes it can be taken from new fare. It depends. Sometimes if you want to have tour code, so it can be copied from the original ticket. You can see that it will be BT ticket, and here the taxes are the same, the fare is the same, and we can copy also the mask for the second passenger, because second passenger has the same passenger type code for child, and has the same fare. So that's it. That's it, one example, and I will show you another example, which will be involuntary exchange. So where it is, wait a minute. So here, this is involuntary change before departure. In PNR, there were issued two separate tickets. One ticket was from Vienna, and yes, from Vienna via Frankfurt to Bogota to La Paz and from Lima via uh, Sao Paulo, Frankfurt, Vienna. So this is one ticket, but we will change the second ticket, which is Cusco, Pema, and Lima. So here is the ticket, and because there were some changes in the flights, so this ticket must be changed involuntarily. It will be involuntary change. So here is the whole itinerary or segments, and here is the ticket from Vienna to South America and back, and here is the ticket via in within South America. So this ticket will be changed. This ticket cannot be changed because it is already exchanged. Here was some fare which can be removed. This I would like also to show you. Here are two filed fares. One, the first filed fare with the ticket. Such a filed fare cannot be removed via TCP in TCP. If you need from some reason to remove it, so you can do it, but in SmartPoint using a special entry. But this file can be removed. So if you would like to remove it, so you will click here on this file and you will use remove, use for exchange or remove or issue new ticket, but it is not used just now. So either use for exchange or remove. And remove, and you have removed the filed file. Now you can see there is only one filed file, and we will start with exchange clicking on this ticket. So exchange here TCP asks you if you are sure you want to continue because you are working in different PCC because the original reservation was booked in non-YATA agency, but it is changed in YATA agency. So we will confirm it, and we will select involuntary changes. So, in these tables, all segments which are in PNR will be displayed, but we will use only these two segments. Of course, they are empty, but you can click on Add Details and add automatically fare basis, validity, baggage allowance, and stopover or no stopover indicator. And also click here. But because you can see that due to COVID, this ticket has not been used when it was originally planned. So, and now it is because the flights were cancelled. So now we have to change validity here. We have to check if fare basis is correct, if validity is correct. If not, we have to change it here, and that's it. Baggage is correct. Now stopover indicator will not be here because here is uh, 2 day 2 day stay in Pema. So now everything is copied from the original ticket. It means fare equivalent, fare calculation, taxes, everything is copied from the original ticket. Here is the new fare calculation, which must be the same as the original one. No penalty for involuntary change. What is quite important is that it is set for schedule change, and when you will leave it as it is, so at the beginning of endorsement box, this SKCHG will be shown, and then you can add the reason due to COVID and so on. If you don't want to have this SKCHG at the beginning because you have different instructions from the carrier, so you can switch off this schedule change, nothing will be here, and you can put what you want, for example, invol instead of schedule change. Now here is comparison table with zeros, and that's it. And here I would like to show. Here is file first stored, and here TCP will ask you if you would like to remove some unused segments. But in this case, you don't want to remove any segment because there were two separate tickets issued in one PNR. So therefore, we cannot remove these unused segments: Vienna, Frankfurt, Bogota, La Paz, and this Lima, Sao, Frankfurt, Vienna. It is not possible because we will cancel a real reservation. So always be very careful if you will use this remove unused segment, because sometimes it is quite good to cancel them immediately when you have used informative segments. Informative segments will be booked now, and immediately you can remove the original segments, but not in this case. So, and segment removal confirmation: would you like to store exchange mask without removing segment? Yes, yes. Without removing segments, we don't want to remove anything. So that's it, and just now I will show you very quickly one refund, and then we will have a little bit time for your questions. So, refund again, refund will be this one. So, this is ticket issued, right, sorry. Here. So this ticket is issued 15th of November 21, and due to COVID it was not used, and just now passenger would like to refund it. It is non-refundable ticket, so we can refund only taxes. If there is YQ and YR, so this is also non-refundable, and some change fee is also non-refundable. PNR has been already cancelled long time ago, so we have to use ticket number to open the ticket in TCP. So I will copy this ticket number, go to TCP, and I cannot use the icon when I don't have PNR, and it is a ticket from other PCC, so I have to change everything. I have to change it to other PCC, to other agency and other PCC, because I have this right to change it. So I will go here, log in, and because there are several PCCs, so I have to select my PCC, and that's it. So Now I am in correct PCC. I go home and you can retrieve the ticket also using ticket number. So there is no reservation, so therefore booking file itinerary is expired. I have only the ticket, so again I will start from the ticket, and because I have no reservation, no PNR, so the possibility to exchange is not here because I cannot exchange without PNR the ticket. Here is only refund. So I will click on refund and will wait a little bit. These full refunds we are not using very often, because when you are using full refund, so you will do real full refund. The whole fare, all taxes and so on. So it is allowed very, very seldom, and also always it is better to see how much will be refunded and so on. So here I have to enter a correct credit card. So here is correct credit card. Expiration date was, for example, 12/23. And once again I will, so you can see the ticket was paid by credit card. Travel started in Vienna, so therefore fare is in euro, and here is the equivalent. So it is already, everything is already here. So 5,806 was the equivalent paid in CZK. And because when it is paid cash, so you have two possibilities. Either you can put zero here and cancellation fee will be the fare or the equivalent here, because the fare is non-refundable. But when it is payment by credit card, always this, and it is non-refundable ticket, always this amount must be credit amount used. Credit amount used, because immediately when this non-refundable ticket was sold, this amount is non-refundable because it is non-refundable ticket. So this it is the same as this amount is already used. Cancellation charge will be zero. Here you can see the taxes copied from the original ticket. If in this case we don't have here YQ tax, so we can here is no penalty tax, for example, the DE tax for penalty. But if you have from some reason you don't want, for example, to refund this amount, this tax, so you can unclick this window and this tax will not be refunded. Yeah. Here is waiver code. Waiver code is mostly used in case of involuntary refund, when you have permission from the airline that you can do full refund. Full refund because the flight was cancelled, for example. So then you have to enter the waiver code or some um, flight cancelled or something like that. It has only 14 characters. It cannot be too long. This routing code you will not use, because it is used only in case that the ticket, original ticket, is issued in Canada. they are using some routing code. So in other countries it is not used, so therefore will be this field will be empty. And this remark, you have three lines for this remark. You can enter what you want, but know this waiver code, because the information which is shown in remarks is not sent to the carrier. It is only for your information, or it is for information for your local BSP. In some countries, they require always some remark in case of a refund, but it will not be sent to the carrier. So just now, the refund will be 1,852. Here you can see the refund mask done in the system, and we can press yes that we agree with the amount and press refund again. Refund, and the ticket will be refunded. Refund is done successfully, ticket is refunded. So now either you can click back on previous screen page, so you will go at the beginning of TCP screen, or you can click on cancel refund. It is not supported but by all carriers, but just now, at the time being, most of the carriers support this transaction, which means can something like void ticket. So cancel refund. I have used a wrong ticket, for example, for refund, or passenger has called me that he doesn't want to refund the ticket, that he will use this ticket. But of course, it can be done only the same day. Otherwise, it is not possible. So I will do cancel refund, and you will see that again coupon status will be open. Return to ticket, and now we will be here, and you can see that the ticket again has open status of the coupon. So from my side it is all, and if you have some question, you can put them down, and I can answer your question if you have some. Yezi, are you there?
Yes, hello, I'm still alive. Yeah, Misha, thank you very much for the presentation. It was very valuable. We do have questions. We have some raised hands. There is a question from Milica. Let me just digest the question. First of all, TCP is great. The question is where to put ETX in TCP. ETX probably
Uh,
is
ITX
IP.
is passenger type code. Passenger type code, and maybe I will show you some from my examples to see. It can be any oh, this one is not here. Normally, I will show you some another example, but what I would like to tell you, normally passenger type code is ADT. And you can see that just now passenger type code GVT was used. But it is not the answer of your question because this is not correct. This is not correct. Okay, so some other PNL I have to find which one. Which one? Code. Here. Here it is. So here is another example. Here is another example. So well, I will take it from the beginning. So we have selected manual mask, but we can select this one, exchange using new fare quote, of course. And here is the passenger name, and here you can see passenger type code automatically is copied from the name element. It is adult passengers, so ADT, it is in most cases. But when I had the example with two children traveling together, so passenger type code here was C10 or C07 and so on. And if you would like to enter this ITX, so you will change ADT to ITX in this field after the name. Yes?
Okay, Misha, thank you. I hope it answered the questions. If not, so we can contact aside. Yeah, okay, thanks, Misha. This is from Melitza. One more question from Melitza. We also had a problem with second exchange. The first one was done through TCP. I think it's rather like we would need more specific information about it, but it's possible to, you know, make subsequent exchanges in the TCP.
Yes, it
There is
is.
no restriction.
No. I have changed the ticket several times via TCP, and really it is possible. So if you have some problem with second or any subsequent exchange, there will be some reason, and I can explain you why in this case it is not possible, or it must be calculated in some other way, or set all the information in some other way. But normally it is possible, and I have done many times.
Yeah, unlimited exchanges can be done. Okay, so there is no more questions in written, but there are some raised hands. So I will try to unmute. I think Margaret Bell Bucky was the first who raised the hand, so I will just try to unmute you. I'm not sure if I'm trying to. It says self-muted. So Margaret, if you try to unmute yourself, maybe you can speak out, but impossible to do it from my side. No, we cannot hear you. So maybe try to put it in writing. I will also try to unmute Omar. He's also self-muted. So I don't know why it's not working. It seems that we cannot unmute you. So can you put it? Oh yeah, Lionel is unmuted. So Lionel, yes, speak up.
Hi. You hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. I have to congratulate you with this new product. From feedback from our users is excellent. The only thing that they keep asking us is, why is it so slow? Can you do something about the response time?
Well, thank you for the question, Lionel. Yes, we are aware that the speed can be an issue for some agencies. Uh, we we do work on it. First of all, we wanted to fix all the things and put everything in place, so we have it there. And now it's more about the structure. So right now we will review the code and we will clean it. The thing is that majority of the time is because of the communication between universal API and desktop emulation. But there are some sections when the improvements can be done. There are actually 3 sections where we know it's sometimes taking quite a longer time than it should be. It's about the creation of the mask and then the ticketing and also the comparing. So I can assure you that we are working on it, and we will improve the speed.
Okay, thank you.
We are also right now working on, just give you another taste, we are working on the integration of the trip change, Travelport trip change, which is the guaranteed exchange. And we will probably have something visible for you in middle of November, I think. So there will be some alpha customers to join the guaranteed exchanges. So both ways, this ones and the guaranteed in one environment. So you don't have to skip between the solutions. Okay, so thank you. And we have some more questions over here. Hello, we did see how to copy when there is a multiple passengers in booking.
Yes, it is possible to copy it. I had this example. Wait a minute. I have closed it. I have closed it. So, because I need to show you where it is. Let's see how to refine this one. This one I have explained you. These are these two children traveling together. You can see passenger type code here, and at the end, because we have done the mask for the first passenger, so after comparison table, where form of payment option is here, but because it is without any additional collection, so this form of payment option is not here, but copy option is here. So this is the second child. You have to click here and show his ticket, and you can continue. And when you will press proceed or store the fare, so at first the mask for the second passenger. At first the mask for the first passenger, all mask, file fare and exchange mask will be stored, and then this mask will be copied for the second passenger. So it is this exchange copy.
Okay, thank you, Misha. We have few more questions, but we don't have too much time. So, but just extend it for 2 more questions, and we will reply if we do not have the time.
Hello.
Yeah, hello, Omar.
Hello, how are you guys?
Very well, thank you.
Just a quick question. And the manual we issue for infant, we cannot copy the mask. Still, now here we have to do infant one by one, or we can also copy the mask for the infant if we have more than one.
It can happen when you are using new PNR, when you are doing ratio in new PNR. So then when you need to enter the ticket in new PNR, So it is important to enter all tickets at the beginning, and then you can do the copy. But when you
Okay.
will enter only one ticket, so you will go through the whole procedure, and then that's it, and you have to enter second ticket and again go through whole procedure. But when you will enter all tickets immediately at the beginning, so then the copy function will be available.
Okay, clear. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Omar, for the questions. One more question about the discontinuing or terminating of GEM, if it can be extended from tomorrow. Well, the GEM GRM termination was planned on the 5th of September, which is Monday, but we have shifted to the 19th of September, 19 by 2 weeks. So you still have a time with your customers to go through, register and familiarize yourself. And we will be terminating GEM GRM on the 19th at night. So it's Monday. So we know Monday being hectic in agencies. So on Tuesday, there will be new start with the TCP Exchange. And I will close it. We have few more questions, so we will reply them directly to you who raised the questions. And because it's 6:30, so thank you very much for the attending. If there is any questions, use our usual contacts. Misha or our helpers will answer you. And once again, thank you, Misha, very much for the presenting the questions and answer sessions, the TCP. Thank you very much and have a nice rest of the day.
Goodbye.